Please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another updates from my YouTube channel. Hello guys, so today I'm going to talk about Spring Boot with Resilience Forge rate limiter pattern in this video. Okay, so before that I would like to discuss about rate limiter pattern. So what is a rate limiter pattern? Basically rate limiter pattern help us to make the services as highly available just by limiting the number of calls so that we could process in a specific window. Okay, so if the client exceeded this limit, so further request can either be declined or be processed in later period or be serviced by allocating a smaller amount of resources or by providing only best effort guarantees. Okay, and so the rate limiting is specified in terms of so request per the second, request per the minute, and request per hour, that is like RPC and RPM and RPH. Okay, so what about so the client side rate limiting and the server side limiting. Okay, there are like two things, that is client side rate limiting. Basically the client side rate limiting we will use as a resilience forge rate limiter, and if you're talking about the server side rate limiting, so we can use the Kong API gateway and the response API filter. Okay, so if you're dealing with the server side rate limiting, okay, so these are things requires like caching and the coordination between the multiple server instances, so basically which is not supported by this resilience forge rate limiter. Okay, so and the next one is like rate limiting versus the throttling. So the difference between the rate limiting and the throttling is, and the rate limiting, basically the rate limiting policy is the limit the number of requests an API accepts within a window of time. Okay, and so after that, so the API will reject the request that exceeded that limit. And so throttling, basically throttling, so the same as rate limiting, but so the throttling policies is queues a request that exceeded the limit for the possible processing in a subsequent window. So the API eventually reject that request if processing cannot occur after a certain number of attempts. So basically these attempts you can configure a delay between the retries as well as the limit number of retries here. Okay, and so if you are integrating Spring Boot with Resilience Forge rate limiter, so we have to configure these properties in our application.yaml file. Okay, so basically we have to define the limit for period, so the default value is 50 here. So basically this is 50 request will reach out to our services within 500 nanoseconds. Okay, so if you want to customize, you can customize here. If you want to define 10 requests, you can define the 10 requests here, and if you define like 5 seconds instead of 5 9 seconds, so within 5 seconds it will reach the 10 um, request to that service. So after that it will reject that requests, and the timeout duration is 5 seconds here. Okay, the default wait time threads waits for the permission. Basically it will take the delay 5 seconds here, set off the threads here. Okay, so let's see practically how it will work, guys. So now, so I'm going to show you like how to achieve this resilience forge rate limiter in practically. Okay, so to work with this, basically we need these three dependencies in the pom.xml file. So one is like resilience forge spring boot 2, and one more thing is like spring boot starter AOP, and after that spring boot starter actuator. Okay, so once you have added these dependencies, so you are ready to work with resilience forge rate limiter. And so I have a sample controller here, so that is order endpoint, so which is internally calling so another endpoint, that is item endpoint. Okay, so let me start this item service as well, guys. Let me open the item service. Okay, so this item endpoint just returning one string, that is item selected successfully. So let me start this. So once it is started, so I'm going to show you the configuration for the rate limiter here. Okay, so here we need to add rate limiter annotation here. So this rate limiter will have a name. Okay, so this name is I'm going to take as order service, and if you want to provide like fallback method, you can provide the fallback method here. Okay, So I'm going to take rate limiter fallback. Okay, and so let me write one method, public, so response entity, which is going to return the string here. I'm going to take the same method name here. So this is going to return exception as a parameter here. So here I'm going to take order service, so does not permit further calls. Okay, so here the HTTP status I'm going to take as too many requests. Okay, so this name should be matched with this fallback method name. Okay, so that's it. So if we are coming to the application.aml file, so here we need to provide Resilience 4G rate limiter configurations. So this order service name should be matched with your this order service name. Okay, this name, and after that, so we have provided like limit for period and limit for refresh period. Okay, so within this 4 seconds it's going to allow only 2 calls through that wrapper. Okay, and so for time being I'm going to take this timeout duration as 0. Okay, and so this is register health indicator is true and event consumer buffer is 100. Okay, so this is for the health indicator, and we have some management endpoints to see the actuator endpoints. Okay, and that's it guys. So let me start this application. So application has been started successfully, but now so I want to be hit that service concurrently. Okay, and so basically so if you want to test like load testing, okay, if you want to hit like concurrently the request to that service, so we can use the JMeter. Okay, so I'm going to take the JMeter here guys. This is the JMeter. You can just download the JMeter from internet, and so here you will find like bin. So inside that bin, so if you are using like Linux or like if you are using like Windows, then we will have like jmeter.bat. So if you are using like Linux machine, so you can use jmeter.sh file. Okay, so but I'm going to use the Mac here, right? So that is the reason I'm choosing this one. So you can just start this. So it's going to take like couple of seconds to start this jmeter guys. Okay, so once it is started, so I'm going to show you how to configure this JMeter. Okay, so it started guys. Now so let's click on this test plan. So here you will see like thread users. Okay, so you will find like thread group here. Click on this. So number of threads, so that means like users, number of users, how many threads it's currently hit to that your order service. Okay, so I want to hit 20 threads. Okay, and after that, and so we need sampler HTTP request here. Okay, so this will ask the server name. Okay, basically our endpoint IP name is localhost, right? So I'm going to configure as localhost here, and the port number is 8080, right? And after that our endpoint name is order. That's it. And if you have any parameters in your endpoints, you can just configure key and values as parameters here. Okay, so it's ready guys. Now so if you want to see the response, right, so how you are going to see the response, right click on this. So you will see the listener here. Just take the listener and we will see this view result tree, right? So click on that. Okay, so you will see the results here. Okay, and so it's ready now. So let me start this. So this is start button, so you can just click on that. So before it's going to start, it's asking to save this. So let's save this. So this jmeter, this group will save with .jmx file. Okay, so I'm going to take resilience underscore rate limit. Okay, let's save this. Okay, so it started, guys. So if you observe here, so we have only two requests is successful. And so if you click on this, you will see like what is a thread group name and how much time it is taken. So all those information you can see here, and the response data as well. You can see here the response data is item selected successfully, right? And so if you click on the failure request, so you will see that order service does not permit the further calls as well, right? So this is how this jmeter will work, guys. And so whatever that configuration that we have provided in the application.aml file, so within the 4 second it is allowing only two two calls, right? And so what about the timeout duration? Okay, so the timeout duration, basically if you see here, so the default wait time a thread waits for the permission. Okay, so if you want to provide like some time here, so basically it will wait that much of time. So I'm going to provide the 10 seconds time. So after the 10 seconds it's going to be get the permission, and again it will attempt to that, okay, that services. So let's see this time. So I'm going to restart this application. Okay, it started, guys. So let me hit again the start button. This time, see, so it's waiting like 10 seconds for each and every set of requests. Two requests are hitting parallelly. Okay, so if that time is passed out, so this 10 seconds is passed out, that then we will get that timeout error, that is like other service does not permit further calls like this. Okay, so these times it's allowed only 2, 2, 4, 6, 8 calls, right? So because of this timeout durations that we have provided 10 seconds. Okay, so if you increase this again, it will allow like more than 8 calls here. Okay, so this is how it will work, guys. Okay, so this is for the rate limiter. And so if you want to say like so Prometheus, Grafana as well, so we can see that. Okay, so this is Grafana, guys. And so here we will have like dashboards. Okay, so if you click on this dashboards, so let's click on this add new panel. So basically here we need a metrics. Okay, that metrics we have to provide by using Prometheus. Okay, Prometheus will provide like some metrics. Okay, so here if you'll see here, so we will have like a couple of metrics here, right? So that metrics information, so we can customize by using this resilience rate limiter waiting threads and resilience 4j rate limit calls total, like this. Okay, so how we will get this resilience 4 related metrics is, so what you need to do is you can just open your, so let me show you that, guys. Okay, here, so this is Prometheus, right? So once you install the Prometheus in your system, so you can just open this. So here you will find the prometheus.aml file. So in this aml file, so let me open this, guys. So basically we have to add the job name. Okay, this is the extra portion that I have added here. Okay, so that is Spring's actuator. Sorry, guys. So here we need to add the metrics path, so that is actuator Prometheus. Okay, and so the interval time and the static configs, the target name. So our endpoint is running on localhost 8080, and so actuator Prometheus. So if we hit that enter point, so that endpoint. Okay, so let me hit that endpoint. So localhost 8080 and actuator. Okay, so metrics. See, so the same thing. So let me open my Chrome, guys. So the JSON format you can see in the Chrome. So let me hit the same endpoint. See, you can see the data in formatted way. Okay, so these are the endpoints. Okay, you can see here. So that configuration that we have configured, okay, in the Prometheus. So once you have configured that information, so then so you will see that information in the Prometheus metrics. So otherwise you can't see this, guys, this resilience forgery related metrics you can't see without configuring that job information. Okay, so now also if you want to see that rate limiter waiting threads information, the Grafana, you can just copy this query and come to this Grafana. You can just paste over here and click on this. Okay, so we'll see the nice graph here. Okay, so how many waiting threads are, so you can see like this. And same thing, so come here and we will have like resilience forger rate limiter available permissions. You can just copy this, okay, but paste here and see this. Okay, so this is how like it will work, guys. So that's it. So if you have any doubts, so please let me know in the comment section. So if you like this video, please go ahead and like my video, and if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel, so please go ahead and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you, thanks for watching. Bye, have a